provide guidance. It will provide, Father God, solid advice. We ask that the discussion will be healthy, wholesome. It will educate people, it will lift them up and entertain them. We ask for wisdom for the hosts. We ask, Lord, for patience for the callers and for the listeners. And we ask, Lord, that both people, both parties, both sides will be enhanced as a result of Sports Wrap this evening. Bless them bountifully and guide their deliberations tonight, we pray. In Jesus' name, amen.
I told myself long ago, never give in. No, I was wrong. A woman, you never know how much I miss you. Wish that you could touch my hand, just like you did before. I wish that you could call my name and make me surrender. Wish that you could feel my needs and know that I long for you. I miss every single thing we used to do. Baby, I surrender. I can't fight it anymore. This war has taken toll. I'm out of ammunition. I surrender. Now you can have it your way. See, love is everything and what I need to do. If I think I know you well, there is no new like man. I see that you're still hurting. It's gonna take time, and so I'm back again, just like a brand new man. Tell me what to do, and tell me how to play. I surrender. I can't fight it anymore. This war's taking toll. I'm out of ammunition. I surrender. You can have it your way. Tell me what to do.
Well, you know, that song was for Caller in the Wall House. She always like a nice lovers rock reggae so she could dance. And I hope you dancing good night up in the Wall House area. I know you always like a little. I heard you asking for Gregory Isaac the other day. So you know how Berry Salmon. You always like a lovers rock for you to dance. Right, tonight we're going to be talking about basketball. And in the studio we'll have the president of the Basketball Association to talk about local basketball as well as international basketball. Last night, the Knicks came from 29 points down to win a basketball match. What a match in the NBA. And they're now 3-2 up. 3-1 up, sorry.
3-1.
Game 5 on Saturday night. 52 years now? They haven't won the NBA. Look like now is the time.
Yes.
We're also going to be talking about local cricket and football. And the World Cup started today, guys. Mexico won today. South Africa didn't look very good at all. So we'll have a discussion on that. Also, West Indies playing tonight at 8:30. West Indies playing the first of the T20. And we have this scandal again in England with the England captain being dropped for his second test match next week. So we'll discuss that as well because what a scandal. But although, guys, I don't know if you all see it, I don't think that's a sackable offense. The test match was over. The people had a good time. They're happy. I don't know what the fuss about, honestly. I mean,
I think
maybe
it's
it's the context of what happened in Australia. But they won. It was Monday night. The test match finishes Sunday morning, Sunday. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
I thought that was harsh.
Very harsh. We have a call already. That caller is, let's hear what the caller is saying. Good evening.
I detect a smoke and a joy in your voice because Knicks win, man.
Not really. I mean, but I'm just happy tonight is Thursday night. It's
because you open with that kind of joy and smoke and I don't know it's because of Knicks.
No. Other things sometimes they make you feel happy. Sometimes some other things.
Okay, I'm supporting sports. I'm supporting sports, so I go down.
No,
Okay, anyway.
nobody knows Spurs. Well, one Donny company, but some people talk about the last thing there with the guy. What's his name? DeAndre Fox. He should have held it, but boy, something we'll discuss. Let's take the next caller. We have a caller on the line.
Thank you, caller.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening, Sibo.
Yes, how are you?
I am okay. I know what makes you happy, but I will not speak.
I hear you, lady. But we have another caller. Good evening.
Sibo, good evening.
How are you? How are you, my lady?
Oh, I'm there, Sibo.
Uh-huh.
By look sport, Sibo.
Plenty. Oh, plenty.
What?
Plenty.
I watched that highlight there, Nick. Sibo.
Yes.
Our game is only finished to the end, you know.
I tell you, Sudan.
You understand?
You're right, man. You're so
And
right.
my girl, Miss Mko, won her first match.
Yeah, in
With
tennis.
my girl, Serena.
Serena, the doubles, right?
No,
Serena's
she's back.
back.
They say, no, they say you must play single. Go to Wimbledon. Don't play that. Anyway, my girl is there.
And
I'll call you
Zverev
back.
Zverev won his first Grand Slam. First Grand Slam, the tennis last week. But guys, I think
It
ladies,
was great to see Serena, though.
yeah, she looked
Wow.
good though. She looked, watching her.
Well,
you
alongside M. Kobo.
But I think her partner got injured,
Mkobo?
Yeah, last night to me or something where she got injured. But the lady, our caller just mentioned about Plenty Sports. And I want to send a message, and people must be sent to Domlek, my goodness. Messier, please be sensitive. The World Cup started today. Another World Cup starts tomorrow. In fact, West Indies playing Saturday at 1 o'clock. The Women's World Cup starts tomorrow, right? You know that.
Mm-hmm.
The cricket. You have all sorts of, you have test matches starting. West Indies, please don't dear
Keep
that
the lights
light.
on. Keep the power on.
Keep the power on, please, Messier. Let's take this caller. Good evening.
Yes, Sibo, you're reading my mind. Sibo, all of this morning, I trying to get the line to tell them. So every other thing important, and are you okay with what Domlek is doing? I didn't get the line because nobody said nothing about Domlek this morning. I was fed up.
Yeah, because that's just ridiculous now. I mean, people, you at your home, you another call. Let's take the caller before I make the point. Good evening.
Sibo, you see that, right? We have to speak about it.
Yeah,
I
of
like to
course.
say I'm a senior citizen.
Mhm.
Sibo, one of these days they took the light for 3 hours. Sibo, I tell you the truth, I was fanning for 3 hours, Sibo.
Mm-hmm.
3 hours I found I can't go on the porch, it have died in me, Sibo. So I cannot go out. I have to stay inside. Sibo, I was hot. I find those hours are too long, Sibo. They need to think of the senior citizens, Sibo. Okay.
But the thing is about that, you're at your home, then you watch, and all of a sudden the light goes, you hot like hell. People, no, as she just said, you're at your home. Some people could collapse with that heat. You cannot put on your fan or air conditioner. Man, they need to do something, and it cannot be that thing that's going. And honestly, people in Dominica are accepting too much crap. You know what I noticed, Dr. Fountain? In the morning, sometimes the traffic would be heavy coming from the West Coast. I found that in the last week, things moving quickly. A lot of people now are parking their vehicles and taking buses to go to work because of the gas situation.
Oh.
And that's the other thing. Dominican are getting no relief. Sorry, let's take the caller. I'll finish the point one after the caller. Okay, yes. Every other Caribbean, the gas bill in Dominica is about $3 or $4 or even $5 more than every other Caribbean country. And no relief. Just like during the COVID, you hear they were giving everybody something, Dominica gets nothing. And people just accepting this crap, people parking their vehicles and by the road flagging down buses because they can't drive to town. What is that in a country, man? And everything is a nonsense. And even this generator, as you know, generator is not a healthy thing to have around your home, fumes and noise in your head, and every time before the lights are off. Mm-hmm. What is that in Dominica, man? And people just accepting this crap, honestly. It's really sickening. And as I say, the elderly people, the people at their home, they say they want to be in peace. They're having to watch, and they cannot watch. No lights, no electricity. Good evening, caller. Hello. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
It was me again because once it's done, like I will give blood. I was going to funeral yesterday. I had to leave my appliances off funeral because I don't know if they're going to play the magic they played the last time it was off on, as they were game they playing. Can you believe we had nonsense here from and we might have never in favor of that kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, we're really in trouble, man. This is something else. People have been paid. Good evening.
Hey, good evening, Sibo, to you and your listeners.
Yes, good evening. Good evening.
Sibo, I live in California. How can Dominicans be paying more in gas than I do? Make it make sense for me. No, seriously. And they accept that? That is ridiculous. Thank you.
Yes, Sibo,
Yes.
I had made a suggestion to
Yes,
to the,
a
to the
wonderful
government
suggestion.
about approaching Guyana. I still feel that is in place. I still feel that Guyana can take up the slack that Venezuela can no longer provide.
Is it that because you made the suggestion, they find it difficult to do it?
It's
Because, I
possible.
mean, you check the price of gas all around the Caribbean. We
yeah.
almost free for, in fact, there's one country is $14 or something like that. So our price is 3, 4, 5 more than everywhere else. And no relief, man, for people in Dominica. And as I said, probably because you made the suggestion that they feel ashamed to do it. Man, help out the people. And people in Dominica, they say, leve na bon Dieu. Gobakaka souffre comme ça, bon do. People in pain, people have to pack their vehicles and taking bus or bombing a ride to go to work. What level of living is that? People want to properly, if you're working, you want to be able to live properly, not living your vehicle somewhere or everywhere and taking, man, I tell you, man, this is happening. Yes, next caller, good evening.
Yes, good evening. How are you, sir?
I'm good, good.
Okay, let me tell you now. I don't understand. The bus drivers want to put the burden on the passenger and they don't decide to stand up against the government to raise down the price. They don't decide that. But you that is not working. You're not working. They want to press you for that. That is one of the things I really want to say. All right, good night.
But can bus drivers just increase the price like that?
Well, they're in a. I don't believe that there is any mechanism by which you raise those prices. But the government is the one that has to give some kind of relief. And again, I've recommended the government that they can take a break on the $3.50 that they charge on every gallon of gas, because every time you go to the pump, $3.50 goes to the government. And I'm saying that they can take a $2 hit for the time being until prices come back to normal. But it's really bad that the government is taking none of the pain and the people are suffering that the way that they are.
And real suffering, man, real suffering people. Because I mean, $20. How much is it now? $20?
It's almost 20, like
$20.
like 1995.
Lobby, how much it is by you up there?
Lobby, that's truck and chase, man. See, you're joking, man.
I know, but I know.
Come on, I wouldn't even talk about that here in
But
America.
everywhere else, you hear, I think in Antigua it's $14. St. Kitts is 16, St. Lucia, and here alone, no relief. And people just there accepting this and saying nothing, and people suffering and nothing. People packing their vehicles. You buy your vehicle so you can use it, and you have to leave it packed because the gas is too high. So you take a bus and pay, and you go down in the afternoon, you go back, take a bus to where you park, and then you go. If it's Jimmy or wherever. I mean, really, 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 man. I mean, how long people going to feel that pain in Dominica for them to do anything? It just goes on and on and on. And people say nothing. Hurricane season is coming, and some people, there's people that can't even, anytime they hear heavy rain, they don't know what to do.
Sebastian,
they have to run. Yes, Lobby.
Quick question. No, and that's the question. What's the latest with Afanaz? Is he playing local cricket?
I don't think he's here.
Huh?
I'm not sure. I don't think he's in Dominica.
He's not in Dominica currently. Not sure where he is, but he's not in Dominica.
He's not here.
But you see just now, just to continue talking about that, Sebastian. We have been talking about performance
Nobby, let us leave that for when we go to cricket now, please. We'll deal with that when we talk about cricket. Let's leave that because
Okay.
because the test. Well, Catherine Hodge made 100 last week.
Yes,
and
and
took 11
Cook.
wicket. I expect him to be in Antigua next week for on the test squad, but I guess we'll discuss that when we come. Yeah, but Afanas's not there. I think he had to go. He's the CPL
Didn't
team.
have to- right.
CPL team, so he's not there.
Oh,
And he was in
CPL.
St. Lucia playing some cricket. He was in St. Lucia playing some cricket.
So he's not on. He was on ODI.
No, he's not in
No,
team.
nothing at all. Test
No.
nothing at all.
No. You were going to make a point, Dr. Franklin, before? You were saying something? Yeah, so as I say, this thing is just a pain. And, well, somebody's saying that Roosevelt's Kerry takes $3 on every gallon. That's what somebody's saying. But it's $3.50, right? Yeah. Yeah, I know, man. I mean, with us.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame the bus drivers because when you're suddenly, I mean, that's a big increase. We're talking about it used to be around $14. It's now almost $20. That's almost 60% increase. That is big. You see, so that's 40% increase rather. So it is significant.
But my question to you: why it is that every time gas prices go up, all you are the bus drivers? What about the poor person if a shop in Colliho has to pay more for this? What about the person in Grand Fond? What about these people? Why is it only bus drivers when the price of gas go up that have to increase the price? Everybody else is suffering. Because, for instance, supermarkets, I mean, I'm sure the price will increase because airlines now are increasing the price, as you know. So everything, so it cannot be.
Domlek is up as well by 30%.
Right. So what about the poor shopkeeper in the country who has to pay Domlek increasing, and can they increase the price? So it shouldn't be every time all you hear, what the bus drivers do. No, it shouldn't be. Other people are suffering as well. It's just like, in fact, during the COVID, you heard it was bus drivers alone who got some relief, right? Some of them got money, we heard. What about other people who never got anything? So it can't be every time there's a bus, you talk about bus drivers, like they are the only people that are suffering in the country.
So that's why I like the idea of government stepping in, because if they were to take a hit on their $3.50, then everybody benefits. It's not just the bus drivers. So, yeah.
Yeah, but as I say again, people must be able to take advice. I mean, it doesn't mean because somebody's opposed to you and comes up with a wonderful suggestion that it shouldn't be accepted. You prefer let your people suffer. And I mean, well, these people don't suffer because they don't have to pay for their own vehicle.
Friday took some. Well, I can't say he took it from me. But
I saw he did that.
What it did was similar to what I suggested.
Correct. Yeah. Good evening, caller.
It's me again. This gang they call government is just like Brown and the plantain. All for me, none for you. Greedy gang. Thank you.
And I suppose cooking gas would go up as well, eh?
Yes,
everything would go up
absolutely.
as well.
Yeah. But really, I think Guyana can help us out. There's no question in my mind that they can, and I think if it's made as a CARICOM appeal, they would be willing to step in. I mean, it's bad. We were able to cushion past crises because Venezuela was giving us the Petrocarib at reduced cost through Petrocarib, but that's no longer in place given the situation in Venezuela. So we're really on our own, and at the end of the day, the customer pays the full brunt of that.
Before we take a break, I was discussing with somebody today mentioned the Dominica Strong thing to me today. And the person said he challenged people in Dominica to know who were the directors of the Dominica Strong. All that money you heard was paid to Dominica Strong. Who benefited from that? Who were the directors of that company? Nobody's, because the person said the check. Well, as you would know, you can go to the registry and check directors of company. Nobody can find out the Dominica Strong who were the directors. So who paid checks to whom? Nobody knows in Dominica who were the directors of where that company came from. Who were the people? Nobody knows. And as I say, people just accept things in Dominica. and say nothing. Like the people get a shop, they give them a shop, a red shop to drink, like a Jim Jones set of arrangement, and everybody 2D in Dominica. Man, I don't know. Guys, we'll take our first break now. Let's take our first break.
Or you where in Roseau, Kimashabis, you can just walk in and order all your chicken parts, wholesale, and even enjoy retail. It's at AC Shillingford, all chicken parts available that you can afford fresh breast. And you know breast is the best. Shillingford wings have muscle. After you eat it, you can fly. As for Shillingford chicken drumsticks, even swinging stars just order drumsticks from Shillingford. And for those of you who love Risapul, AC Shillingford keeps your belly full. Buy your chicken wholesale at AC Shillingford. From wings to thighs to drums to breasts to backs to necks. It's available. It's always available and it's affordable. Plus, you've got pork feet, ham and turkey, bull foot, chicken nuggets, pepperoni, all those right seasonings to make your kitchen keep on ticking. Buy your wholesale chicken at AC Shillingford. When you think of chicken, think of AC Shillingford. Always fresh.
The economic fabric of Dominica revolves at AC Shillingford and Company. For timeless, trusted, dependable, comprehensive insurance coverage, it has to be New India Insurance. Need anything overseas? Shopbox Dominica and Isle of Freight is your advance on-time delivery right to your doorstep. For super savings in all your groceries, come to ACS Super Shopping Center for laundry, groceries, cooking, beverages, and event supplies on King Jonathan Street. ACS 7-Eleven on High Street supplying your everyday essentials. Fill up your vehicle gas tanks, get your cooking gas, and top-ups of all kinds. Or go to 7-Eleven Portersville, where the best-kept secret is conveniently located upstairs in the confidential escape or staycation self-contained accommodations at the Porter's Place. AC Shillingford, where you spend less and get more.
One day what you do, shop at SDA. Better than the rest, shop at SDA. And they all convert, shop at SDA. You get more for life, shop at SDA. Shop at SDA, yeah, shop at SDA. Shop at SDA, what is that? Shop at SDA. Yes, family, customer friendly, with free locations, it's so convenient, and our price is Madam Mitchell, that's where you belong. Oh, tell your mama, tell your papa, shop at SDA. Tell your son and your daughter, shop at SDA. Auntie, nanny, and cousin, friend, open power, all of them. My grandpa, open neighbor, girlfriend, boyfriend, side. What? Shop at SDA. Shop at SDA. Shop at SDA. Shop at SDA. Check us out at Portersville, High Street, and downtown Rose.
Some laundry detergents may miss the mark when it comes to adding softness to your loads. But fortunately, in Dominica, we've got Ensueno fabric softener. Ensueno is the conditioner of laundry care, making your clothes feel butterfly soft. Discover Ensueno fabric softener. Long-lasting, nature-inspired fragrances protect your fabrics. Revitalize your laundry with the refreshing scent of spring fresh Ensueno fabric softener. Makes your clothes fluffy, alive, and vibrant. Love all over Dominica. Local agents, AC Shillingford Company. Available at all supermarkets, your favorite friendly neighborhood outlet or shop. Use Ensueno.
Looking for a quiet, relaxing place to stay? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Leaving the office late and need somewhere close to town? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Have business clients coming in and need accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Looking for group accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Located at 37 Goodwill Road in Portersville, upstairs ACS Supermarket. Enjoy our semi-self-contained rooms with private washroom, bathroom, Wi-Fi, air condition, cable network, mini refrigerator, all in a non-smoking environment. Call or WhatsApp at 1767-275-1899 or email us at info@portersplaceguesthouse.com to make your reservations. Porter's Place, your home away from home. Fit for a king, a queen, and all their royal subjects.
Let's go, yeah. Yes, so we are back and we are awaiting Donnie Robinson. We're going to talk about basketball. So before he comes, Loblack, are you there? Lobby?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. What we can do, Donnie hasn't arrived yet. He says he's on his way. So we probably can talk a little about the World Cup, guys. We know we have a football segment later, but it started today. Look good. The ground look good. I mean, surface. I watched the ground. There were 80-something thousand people there today. But to be fair, the South Africans did look very good. Eh?
No, it was clear that they were matched today, and they were really struggling. But the World Cup, the controversies around the World Cup, I think is what is gaining even more headlines. Huh? You saw that they denied a FIFA referee.
Well, his name is Omar Atan. In fact, what they have done now, Dr. Funkin, he already has been appointed to referee what do you call it? The match with Aston Villa at the Europa Cup winners, Paris Saint-Germain at the Champions League. So, they have a match like that every year.
Yes.
So he's going to referee that game. And, it's sad, it's from Somalia. He's
Sudan.
What's that, Lobby?
Not Sudan, where from?
No, he's from Somalia.
Somalia.
And
Yes,
you know
Somalia,
what is it?
Somalia.
Yeah, they denied the guy, and the guy reached Miami, and he's not allowed to come in
And
the country.
he was subject to 11 hours of questioning.
Yes.
Well, what they're saying now, the official word from the U.S. government is that he has supported El Shabaab. El Shabaab, is the terrorist, designated terrorist group in Somalia. And what they have against him is it has nothing to do with football, that he has given material support to El Shabaab in the past. So that's the reason why he was denied.
But gentlemen, that's not all Sebastian. Do not forget the Moroccan officials also were denied entry. Don't forget that also. And what happened to the Senegalese team? They were, the treatment they received on the tarmac.
Yes. Oh, yes. That was very.
You told me there's a lot of racism in that thing too. A lot of racism in that thing.
No,
and guys, FIFA is set to make $9 billion. From the World Cup, $9 billion they expect to make, and they talk about their non-profit organization. That's what $9 billion. You know what is $9 billion?
But Sebastian,
that's more than the entire Caribbean.
Well, hopefully they will send some of that money to our DFA. And
what they had a breakdown. Each country that has qualified, you get 12.5 million upfront. You get that, and then of course there's this prize money, how it goes, and everything else. But I don't understand. And the prices of the tickets.
I think that's a scandal, really.
Yeah, the prices for one ticket. I mean, it's a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, when you hear the prices of the ticket, I don't know how people are going to manage that.
But the U.S. business community, they are complaining.
Hotels in particular.
The hotels are not filled. They said it's at 80% unbooked, and part of the problem is that
people have been denied.
People have been denied from several countries, Algeria and so on, Morocco.
Well, you hear what you call it, the call of the scheme there, you know what it is? Of all these countries you're calling there, black people are suffering. They cannot even go and watch their own team. How is that right?
Sebastian.
Yes, Lobby.
Also, let's look at the game today. First time in the history of the World Cup football, the first game you had 2 red cards being 2 red cards.
Free? Which 2? The 3 of them. A guy from the got a red card, Mexico.
Yeah, yes, one, and yes, in the extra time, the Mexican.
Free red cards today, free.
But even the last red card itself, one of the things that I will tell you that happening to the referees, Sebastian, whenever you referee, that you are being reviewed at the end of every game. You have a chief ref, reviewed, and you have to give an account of your fouls, the red card, yellow card, all right. And even the last red card, was it reckless? Was it a promising attack?
Well,
all these things,
from what the commenters were saying. Okay, hold on, let's take this caller. We'll get back to that. Good evening,
gentlemen. Good evening.
How are you, sir?
I'm not too bad, but
nice.
I just cannot help it but to just ask myself,
if someone enslaves another person or a whole country enslaves people from another nation, is that terrorism? and if we were to look at the history, if we were to just be fair and balanced and look at the history of the US of A, is there anybody who is, has surpassed them in terrorism? These are two questions. These are two questions I just want to throw out, gentlemen. Thank you.
Nice question. Any caller is bringing up there. Nice question. Eh?
So the red cards, actually it happened in 1998 before.
In the opening game?
In the opening, not the opening game, but in a World Cup.
How many you had? That's the most.
3. No,
You
there
know,
was
3 red cards today,
in
for
the 1998 World Cup. There was also 3, but the red card now means that you're going to miss.
You're going to miss a game.
Yeah, miss the next
a
game.
team like South Africa that probably will not get to the second round, so
Yeah.
you might end up not playing again in the World Cup. Yeah.
No, Sibo, even the cards have to be reviewed. Also, you know, you might also people have strict rules, you know, on these things. You know, they can be reviewed after.
Well,
Right, so-
I wonder too if the referee's under instructions, because to me that last red card, I was a bit surprised with that one.
Yes, no, but my understanding is that the review that FIFA does is to see if more time will be added to the suspension.
Oh.
Right now it's just one game, but
You're
then
right.
they review it, and depending on the nature of the red card, you can get more games added.
But you know, I know, like in English football, a direct red card is sometimes 3 games. No, I don't know World Cup, because World Cup
is not one. I said it's one game,
yeah.
but they review it, and then they could add more time. They could add an additional game. Yeah.
No, but the game itself, you know, also, Sebastian, we're talking about the harassment of the Senegalese teams. It was not. It was very, you know, very ugly incident. The way the guys were being, you know, examined on the tarmac. I've never seen that. Didn't allow the guys even to enter, you know, on the tarmac self.
And then these are
like they're terrorists, you're treating them like terrorists.
Professional athletes.
Professional, what they do for a living.
Man.
Yeah.
No, but then you have Morocco, Sebastian. 14 officials, you know, were denied, you know, and you're telling the team their last game, they're supposed to exit the place immediately, you know.
No, but even in Iran, I was reading something where if Iran has to play in America,
they have to drive.
They have to drive and go right back out. They don't play the game and leave right after the game.
Yeah.
I mean, what is that?
Well, they're camped out in Mexico.
In Mexico, right?
They have to drive
to America, right? And then as soon as the game is over,
they have to go back.
But you see, Sebastian, what I found with FIFA, seeing what this war between America and Iran and what happened there with Iran, I thought they would have, you know, something had to be done. Because, you know, something that they expected to happen to the Iranians. I would have rescheduled their game. Even if something had to be done. It is just ridiculous for you to be going, you know, on this stage, the biggest stage, you know, this football. All right. During World War II, the Olympic Games was suspended. All right. And you cannot tell me that the football will bring is in terms of unity, all right, to the world. That is what the teams, you know, having it. You go through all these qualifying games, you know, and now you are there and to go for this. That is torture, you know. That is torture.
But not only that, guys look forward to that, you know. I mean, every 4 years the World Cup comes. Now you're preparing and then you denied entry. I mean, like the referee, man. I felt sorry for the guy, the young guy, 32 years, you know. And
no,
then
but he didn't do too bad. I think overall, he didn't referee too badly. I think it's like I can give him.
I was talking about the one that was denied.
Denied, yes, but Sibo, what I mean, not only Sibo, is money, you know. The kind of money that you're going to get from FIFA during the World Cup is, you know, it's not believable, you know. In terms, it's not easy. It's a lot of thousands of dollars, you know.
But look, even the Haitians now, you know, they had to change their playing shirt because FIFA said they had a logo which really bordering on political.
Yes. They had to change their.
They had to change the thing.
Yes.
But Infantino, he went all right presenting a shirt to the President of the United States. All these things. Why this world
it's not easy to tell you that, Sebastian. After your last game, you have to exit the place. You know, you have to have things just disappear. It is ridiculous, man.
But you know, even the South Africans today too. Do you know that's why they have a God? The South Africans all of a sudden now have Freud killing people in South Africa because they say they don't want foreigners there. I mean, this is just a nonsense. You know, during the apartheid days, a lot of these African countries assisted to dismantle the apartheid.
No,
And
but
now you're killing people because
Yeah.
you say you don't want them there.
Yeah. Well, the
You-
people are leaving. I saw plane loads of Ghanaians.
Hey, right, people from Ghana.
Heading back. You know,
Yes, and you
plane
see people at the airport
Yeah.
say they're actually beating people, you know, get out of our country. And this is a country that
lazy,
suffers
lazy
black
Sebastian.
people.
The
Huh?
thing is this, you know, look, Nigeria gave $60 billion, Ghana $40 billion during the apartheid system. That's all in Nigeria in particular, Sebastian. They went all the way where public officers, all right, had to, they gave part of the salary, you know, part of the salary to go in terms of a fund, you know, all right, to support, all right, the fighters, even students, they're allowed to, you know, to get into their universities. It is just a shame, a total shame and disgrace what's happening in South Africa. All right, look at what happened. Look, they are in the majority.
That's why I didn't feel sorry for their players today, you know. I didn't feel sorry when they play. I said, man, these people can't be doing that to people of the same color like them.
But
They
only that
suffered for so long.
No, but even the white people there, why can't they go who own maybe 70% of the land, who own all what they have? All right, they're just flipping lazy. But there will be, it is unbelievable, man. I mean, I feel, look, what Nigeria and Ghana did, you know, if Mandela had to return to earth and to witness that, he would run back to his grave.
Let's take this caller. Hold on, Ruby. Let's take this caller.
No, okay, yes.
Let's take this caller 1 minute. Good evening.
Yes, I just find that since Trump implement all the immigration measures, I think FIFA dropped the ball. Because the World Cup is being held in 2 countries, Mexico, Canada, and America. I find FIFA should have stand up to Trump and say all the American games are playing in America, we will join it. And we just say Mexico, make Mexico win the whole World Cup by themselves. We love Mexico and Canada. I find FIFA bow to Trump because what happened, all the African and all the visitors that come in, that are bringing the revenue, and a lot of people cannot come and watch the team play. And as always said, the hotel occupancy drop. So I just find FIFA bow down to Trump and all the nonsense he do.
Blatter is saying, I think he has a point because you can't prevent officials from getting in there. Anyway, guys, let's take this caller quickly before we move on. Good evening. Good evening. Hello. Hello. Okay. Right.
Not sure what's going on.
We have with us the.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Thompson Fountain and Mr. LeBlanc.
Yes,
No. Yeah, go ahead quickly. What's the point? Yeah.
All right. I just want to support on the whole South Africa movement because even in the Caribbean, Cebu, you know, in the 70s, there was a strong movement of recruiting young men to go and fight in South Africa for liberation. Under Rosie Douglas, it was a joint venture which they called Masaba, and it was a movement to liberate South Africa. And I've been saying that for a week, you know.
True.
And we are allowing that thing to infest us even in the Caribbean and even in Dominica here. We're getting really racism from politics to even village. You go to some village in Dominica, they tell you you're not from there. You know. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you. Right, thank you, caller. Right, guys, we're going to be talking basketball. We haven't seen this gentleman for a while, so if we first now, so you're going to spend some time. Mr. Robinson, good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Right, so we're going to be dealing with local basketball now. I think you come in close to the playoffs. In fact, by the way, I think it is your first division team. I heard the coach saying he was talking about the referees in your team that lost, they didn't qualify. And you know, I find too much of that is going to work. Guys, every time you hear a coach or the referee did this or the referee wasn't doing this, how do you respond to that, Mr. Robinson?
Well, then again, I really don't bash referees. I think
Mm.
most times the game is won
Mm.
between the lines.
Mm.
And most times in the heat of the game, call, especially borderline calls, can go anyway. So I don't subscribe to officials determining the outcome of a game. Yes, there might be a few bad calls, but again, most of the calls are judgment calls.
Mhm.
So there are bad officials and there are bad calls. But we won't get into that. But I don't subscribe to blaming the referees for winning or losing the game. No.
Right. So, Donny, the basketball has gone for a few. We following the scores and everything. Tell us what's happening. I guess people out there want to know what has been happening in the basketball, the local basketball.
So right now we're in the final week of the regular season. The playoffs will start next week. So it's really the business end where the top 4 teams in the Division 1 will compete in the playoffs, and the top 4 teams in the Premier Division will compete in the playoffs. The Premier Division top 4 is pretty set. We have 1 or 2 games left tonight and tomorrow night in the Division 1 that might affect maybe the last position out of the 4. But pretty much the top 4 teams of both divisions are set. It's the premier top 4 teams. So basketball moving forward is going to be more exciting. You still have it's best of 3 and best of 5. So we have a lot of basketball left to play. So that's the stage we're in right now. I can just tell you the 4 teams that
go ahead, of course. Yeah.
In the Premier Division, you have the Pichle Sports Club. They've topped the regular season. You have the Detroit Blazers. You have the 767 Dominators and the BAA Sharks from Benz. These are the top 4 teams that will battle in the
BAA Sharks. They won the championship thing last year, right?
They were in the finals last year.
Right, finals, right.
So they're back there, and that is, I think, the seeding so far. So these are the top 4 teams that will battle in the Premier Division. In the Division 1, we have the Dr. Daru
Pacers,
Falcons, qualifying so far. The West Coast Ballers, Paybush Snipers, and the last.
Paybush Snipers. Is that the same team that were in the final last year? No, it's a different name or what?
No, it's a different team.
Different team, okay.
Yeah, so some younger players are dominating that team, and then you have the Posse Pacers, which is a team from Portsmouth, playing very well. So these are the top 4 teams so far. I think the last position might be swayed based on 1 or 2 games, but highly unlikely. But from Division 1 and Premier, that's where we are. So.
You know something that will please Low Black? Sunday night I was passing, I saw something like in the park, and Lobby, I stopped and I see they were playing, I think it's Premier League basketball in the park last week Sunday night. I saw some of that. So I say you'd be happy about that, Lobby.
Well, anybody in Roseau would be very happy. How many games, Donny, that were played in there on the hard court?
We had 2 games on Sunday night. We had a Division 1 game and a Premier Division game on Sunday night. It was the first time in almost 10 years that we had basketball in Windsor Park.
10 years.
From a league standpoint. So it was important to bring basketball back. It was really brought back a lot of memories, and the Windsor Park. Obviously, the atmosphere is not identical. But the location is the same. It's
well, it's the start. I'm hoping as long as there is continuity, all right, it will help people to find somewhere to go in Roseau at night time. So I'm hoping with continuity, we'll see that the game, at least a team, will emerge in Roseau eventually.
Yes, so we had the only Roseau Premier team that we had is the 767
that is Maggie's
team. So they played against the Police Sports Club. So a very good game. And then we had the team from Soufriere playing against Maggie's Division 1 as well. So it was 4 teams well represented. Both games were competitive. The crowd was decent. The atmosphere was good. The weather was good. Slight drizzle, but didn't affect the game. The facilities is okay. It's ready to host a couple games. So moving forward, we plan to take full advantage of that.
So we will see junior playoffs. Will we see matches in the Windsor Park?
The playoffs will be. It depends. It depends on how the Division 1 playoffs match up. If we have a couple of the centralized teams, maybe seeding in the early rounds, we might see a couple games. The Premier games might be difficult to have in the city now. Obviously, trying to play outside and maximize the high level basketball and the crowd turnout and all that stuff. So the indoor might be for that, but moving forward, off seasons and all that stuff, we definitely have Windsor Park carded as a venue that is ready to go.
Let's talk about the basketball itself, Donny. What have you seen in terms of quality basketball this season?
I think, like everything else, the second half of the season, or the regular season, you started seeing better quality. Teams, obviously, they running into the opening, they were maybe not at their best in terms of preparation and new players gelling together. But the last couple of weeks, the level of basketball has turned up a notch, which is good. And I think the playoffs will only serve to magnify that, because you have the 4 top teams, which were by far the top teams in the regular season, playing against each other at least 3 games each. So that will help. In terms of the Division 1, I think we've seen more growth there, because we have a team, for instance, the Posse team, that literally didn't exist last season.
Wow.
And they're playing very good basketball.
It was the coach?
No,
okay.
But there are some players that came through the Washway system.
Right.
Team, obviously. So yeah, they're playing really good basketball, and it's good to see. With Peebush Snipers, they were able to group together and also do well. So the traditional, the younger teams usually come from around town, but it's showing growth, and I'm saying their level is totally different. It's really good to see.
Yellowby, I see you, Igor.
Yes.
What's that, Donny?
The top 4, you said the top 4 teams. Who's playing who?
So the number 1 will play number 4. And then the two will play number 3. The final seeding will be by the end of tomorrow games. But these are the top 4 by far.
So when the playoff starts this weekend?
The playoff will start next week. It should start next week, and run into the most likely the end of the month. We might have a break for a week or 2, because we have to. The national team is be working on getting prepared for the next 3 weeks or so to try to attend a tournament in Guyana, the CBC tournament.
Wow.
So we're trying to get to that. We've already called up we have a team called up for training, 25-man squad. So we're trying to do that. And obviously, to prepare properly, we'll have to take a break from the league, because most of the better players are going to come from better teams.
So what would be the name of that tournament?
The CBC Caribbean Basketball Championships.
So how many teams are going to be playing now?
There's 8 teams registered now in this first qualifying tournament. And if you qualify in this tournament, I think the top 3 or 4 teams go to the FIBA bigger tournament, regional tournament, which is then all expenses paid by.
Well, that's very good.
So that's what we're working on.
At least the players know now they can look forward to something.
Yes.
Because before you don't know, you play like a sweat. You play the league. But now you look forward to going. You know, at least you're going to travel.
Yeah, that's
you're going to represent the state. That's very good. I like that. Yes,
I don't like the word you said, sweat. We never did about sweat.
No, hear what I was saying. You didn't see the context in I was saying it, Lobby. What I said, some guys probably look like I swear they just come there. So when the season finish, they're done. But what I'm saying now, they know they're looking forward to something. That's what I meant.
No, the game of basketball, we guys take a lot of pride in playing. Not just sweat. That's sweat. Sweat is for on a Sunday in the morning. But you just said the tournament in Guyana. What are the teams there besides Dominica? What are the teams?
There's St. Lucia, Jamaica, Antigua, St. Kitts.
Wow.
I think St. Vincent.
About Grenada?
Grenada, and 1 or 2 other teams. There's about 8 teams participated. That's.
Will it be on a wrong Robin? Yeah,
no, it's zoned. It's going to be 2 zones. I think 4 teams per zone, so you guaranteed to play 3 games, 3 or 4 games direct.
Okay. But you know, Donny, I just hear from what I've heard you say, all the Windward Islands teams are going to be Guyana.
Yes.
No, wouldn't that be a good opportunity when you all guys get there? Have discussion and see if you get a Windward tournament going. That would be a start because all 4 countries will be in Guyana. So it'd be nice to have a discussion.
We've actually started that discussion.
Okay.
We have a tentative week in November that we are trying to host that tournament here.
Nice.
So hopefully there is a forum that's going to take place in Guyana as well. And hopefully we'll have representation there that can discuss that further.
Okay.
But the plan is there is a week in November that we're looking at to have the Windward Islands tournament.
And it will be good for you to have it on an annual basis. So when it starts, So next year, we're going to St. Lucia. Then after, like how
That
cricket
was
is
great.
played. And it will be good to do that.
So we started that
Well,
discussion.
how cricket used to be played.
You're right. Used to be played. You're right. You're very right.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, Lobby. Go ahead.
Yes. I hear you talking about to have it, annually. But what has happened to not just to basketball in particular, is sponsorship. Sponsorship that have been the biggest problem in the region. For us to have continuity for tournament, you could have the Winwood tournament, you could have the OECS tournament, you could have so you could have the CARICOM tournaments, but it's sponsorship. You have to do sponsorship. I don't know if Donnie agrees with me.
Well, that to a certain extent, yes, we have that challenge. I mean, that's one of the biggest challenges. The second one is obviously this dismantling of the OECS sports desk and people like Red Ferrara not existing no more to coordinate those things centrally and those things. But what eventually happened to Windward Islands basketball, it was on a alternating setup. But when it came to certain countries, they couldn't host, and you would find. Eventually it just disappears because it was the same two countries hosting Windward Islands basketball for a long time. And that we've coupled with the fact that FIBA was not doing as much, was not as active in the small islands because, it's, as we know, it's just not a big enough business for them until they restructured and became they zoned everything now with CBC instead of just OECS and all this stuff. So now it's up and running, and we have a Windward Islands guy at the head of our regional CBC basketball, the guy from St. Lucia, Mr. Collymore. So he's pushing a bit, and hopefully we can get that back.
Yeah. But Donnie, in terms of the Windward Island tournament, in terms of funding, are you all going to pay your own passages in terms of hotel accommodation? Who's going to be responsible at the venue? Yes.
So for Windward Islands, we plan to host, and one way we try to do it is we would hopefully we can raise enough where we can deal with the local expenses. The hosting part of it, the transportation, the accommodation part, and people and the other teams would have to fly into Dominica. That's one of the options on the table. The other option is that we get lucky and get the powers to be to officially absorb that tournament where we could just host it and just be the nice and parent host. But for the Guyana tournament, we have to pay our way to the tournament. When I say we, not necessarily the Basketball Association, but Dominica, we have to pay our way to the tournament because the first leg, if you get qualified and you go to the second tournament, then everything is paid by FIBA.
Yeah, well, you do it nice for us to ready. But Donnie, going back to local basket, from what you saw this year, are there any players that really caught the eye?
Oh yeah, we have some young players. I remember we having a conversation a few months back, and we were talking about we were missing size. We've had
Danny, hold that for you. Come back. Let's take the caller maybe for you. Good evening. Hello.
Simon?
Yes.
I want to ask you something, sir.
Well, it's right there. Go ahead.
I asked him a question about the decentralization of the basketball, and he told me they were looking at it. So I'm just asking, you live that. Have you all started to decentralize the basketball, or
it has
you have that in mind when you last start?
Yeah, so we are actively pursuing that. One of the disappointments was we didn't have the Paybush team back, so we were actually trying to focus on having a few games there this year. We've done Windsor Park apart from Massac. Like I said, you've seen Portsmouth now have a team, so hopefully moving forward they can start hosting games. So yes, decentralizing have always been at the forefront of what we try to do, along with obviously development officials and coaches and all that stuff. So no, we haven't forgotten it. It's on our plate, and I think the first step was getting basketball into Roseau again, because for us the central hub for basketball has been Massac. Unfortunately, it has been shifted to Massac, so we're trying to get it out as much as possible. So we have some challenges getting games in Pichler. We're still working on that. It's just a matter of getting the facility 100% ready. But once they're ready, the association is ready to take the games out.
Well, let's go back to the question now. We're talking about the guys that caught the eye.
Yeah, so we have some young players that have shown some good promise this year. We have some guys that have stepped up. The young guys from there's a young gentleman from the Pichler team. The young guy, he played. He's playing inter-school still. He just traveled with the under-20
forward the center.
No, he's a center. The big guy. He's big and nimble, which is good.
What is height?
He's about 6'7", and growing. Long arms, very skillful. So it's good sign. He's been called up on the national team. He's under 19 still.
Wow.
He's still in college. So we have some there. We have some guys like Zach Bastian
That's tall, isn't it?
improving in the game. So we still have some young guys from Benz that are doing very well. And when I say young, we're talking in the 19, 18 category. So we're not too bad. I think the last national team where we had a group of guys that everybody was under 20, 25-ish, we still have maybe about 3/4 of those guys being called up back to the national team. So that's another good sign. So yes, in terms of having a crop coming up, we're doing good. And hopefully tournaments like these can create avenues for those guys to be seen. They can perform well, they can get the opportunity, be seen, and go and further develop their skills.
So when do you hope to start the training? National team training?
The team has been called up. They'll be training starting hopefully Saturday morning.
Okay.
Saturday, and it will be going on for the next 3 weeks.
Nice.
And putting the league on hold is one of the options to do.
Well, yeah, but that's important because you want to put on a show when you get together. You don't want to be like a also ran. Yeah, you only go there. You want people to know that we have good basketballers in Dominica.
Yes, Sebastian.
Yeah, go ahead, Lobby.
Yes. Just to something that that Elizabeth said a while ago about decentralizing. I just want to inform her that basketball has always been decentralized in Dominica. Always. One of the problems, the days in the heyday of basketball, all right, what you have in Dominica, in some of the areas, is our population is not that big. A lot of people, migration has affected a lot of the areas. In terms of you find the teams start, and then in terms of continuity, but the game has always been out of Roseau. Once upon a time, Donny could remember Postport was a very vibrant Grand Bay. They had strong teams, very, very strong teams. All right, even Paybush. But again, as time went by, guys have to move off in terms of work. They have to move. But the game has always been out of Roseau. It has always been decentralized for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Yes, I know we're discussing men's basketball, but is anything going on with the women?
Well, yes, we are hoping to have. Well, we've had registration open for the past 3 months for female basketball. So the plan is to have a full-blown female league. Last year we had only 4 teams, which we're hoping we can get at least 6 this year, just to have more basketball. We have a few teams registered, and the plan is once the national team is back and we have that breakover, we're going to have a female basketball league. That one we're trying to definitely take it outside. Like we want to call it the show on the road, and just try to sensitize more females into playing. So yeah, we have a plan for the female basketball.
I'm done. Yes, there's something I saw. I saw something that disturbed me. I saw the schools league. I looked at it on social media, the schools league, Donny. And I could not believe after all these years, in terms of, I used to impress on the officials. The girls are fouling and they are allowing this thing, allowing that to happen. That has to stop. If we have to have girls playing basketball, they have to play proper basketball. All right. And what I saw there, on social media, it looked very, very ugly. And that is something that you have to try to instill in the officials, in the schools games. Because from the school, they move into the National League. And we cannot have that thing happening. I thought that thing had stopped.
Good point. Just to, as you know, officials and Ibo, you mentioned
earlier, people complaining too much about that.
It's 2 years in a row now that we've had FIBA training officials. We just had one about a month and a half ago locally, where we had about 14 of our current referees being for the older ones refresher, and the new ones being trained by a FIBA sanctioned referee. So it's obviously that will come with time. The more games you do as an official, but the basic training we've done 2 years in a row. To some of the officials, they've seen it twice, and we plan to do it at least once a year for the next 3 to 4 years. But what we have is a lot of our challenges. All our referees, or most of our referees, are affiliated certain
Clubs, right.
either currently or in the past, or some way or the other affiliated, and you left with very limited options when certain teams are playing.
Mhm.
Now, having said that, that's not an excuse but I just want to highlight that we are continuously training the officials and trying to get them as exposed as we can, and hopefully that will get the level of officiating to another level. The last tournament we went to, we actually had an official accompany the team, which was the 3x3. Even then, we
Okay.
had a local official accompany and get
Right.
trained
Mhm.
specifically for 3x3 training. And we'll do the same for this upcoming tournament, hopefully. And that's one of the things that we've always done. Every time we travel is to get our officials exposed. But that will take some time, and I can understand the frustration sometimes because of the heat of the game. But it's not it's not because it's not focused on. It's just
Mhm.
something that takes time to develop.
What about people like Maurice, Allington James? This guy is the finishing that, right?
Yeah, Allington is a
Allington.
good source of
Right,
information.
resource person, yeah.
He works.
Even
closely with
Maurice
us,
too
yeah.
at the college. Yeah.
But those gentlemen have done their fair share of service.
I know.
And
Yep.
It's time for us to get some new guys.
I don't see Allington anymore. I didn't.
Yeah.
In fact, Red Sparrow called me there. They were telling me he wish he, because Allington had written a couple of books, as you know, and Red was trying to get in touch with him.
I have his contact. I can
You have
share
it?
that
Okay.
with you. Yeah, he normally writes and published. He still publishes basketball
Okay,
memoirs.
yeah.
And works closely with us. So he's around.
Right, let's switch gears now, Donny. We're going to go to the NBA. Now, most people watch that. I mean, Caribbean people, I know them. You live in the US, you involved in basketball, you're coach, you impress everything. Most people, some people feel that the score could have been the other way around if the Spurs had experience. We saw the game where Wembley made that mistake, and they had this turnover, and they lost. Even last night, some people felt with the 29 points you at halftime and to lose a game, that is a big letdown.
Yeah. I see it differently. I see
Right.
you have two professional teams, guys
Right.
that do that for a living. And on any given night, I've always said in the NBA, any team could win. And it's not an upset. It's just a matter of who executes and who goes off on that night. I think last night was one of the few times that it was more apparent that a little experience could have helped the Spurs. I mean, if you just take one of the plays, which is the last layup, there maybe was no reason to go for that last layup. You know, if you
Well, you know, go ahead. What do you mean? I'm going to come to you.
I'm just saying that's an option. Maybe as a more experienced player, you might just bounce off the ball, let somebody come and foul you. 5 seconds go off the clock, and then you play the safe. That's one.
Right.
You could also say that being up 27, you totally changed the way you started playing. You just started shooting everything from outside, forgetting what got you up there to 27. And you can coach as much as you want, but when it comes to playing, and in the Madison Square Garden, where the world eyes on you, and you have a game to win, and you figure you just want to continue playing and putting away, some experience could help.
Yeah.
But let's not take away from the Knicks. The Knicks is built differently.
Yeah.
The Knicks have they never die.
Yeah.
I'm not a major Knicks fan, but Knicks plays a different level of basketball. Knicks, in my opinion, is built properly with almost everybody on the same level. But people understand their role and they execute every night. I don't necessarily blame it down to inexperience. I think there are one or two plays that experience.
I want to come to that play. By the way, you saw what's his name, Spike Lee and John McEnroe. McEnroe. In fact, when I saw John McEnroe, right? Well, his seat must be about $10,000. About $10,000. Because the cheapest seat I checked there was $8,039. The cheapest seat to go to watch that basketball was $8,000. There was some seat that was $12,248 at the New York. But going back to this, first of all, I saw a video today where they said that you saw Anobi actually foul DeAndre Fox.
Yeah.
I saw it today, but the referee didn't catch that one. But you played sport. I played sport, and I said to three people today, and they in fact, even a doctor was talking to him. He said, well, I said, listen, it is easy for people like Stephen A. Smith and Mike Wilborn to sit down with the bloody chair and say, you should have that. Yeah. Now, ideally, Fox, if he had held the ball, wasted about 5 seconds, obviously they would have fouled him.
Yes.
He would have brought it up to 3 points and so on. But the nature of sport, the first thing you know, you're going down, you feel you're an attacking player, You feel you could get, and you want to score because and they would have led by 3. And I threw a cricket analogy to somebody today. I said, listen, you are 99 not out, the last ball before lunch, and a speeder come and bowl a long hop. For people who don't know why it's a long hop, it's a very short ball. Obviously, or slow full toss. Your eye will light up. Your eye light up. You say, bam, I have my 100. Then you might hit the ball and get caught up. Or in the World Cup final, Brazil playing, let's say France, and a guy running down to thing, and then with seconds to go, you think he's going to turn the whole gun, but you're looking to score. Yeah. So it's easy to say he should have done that if you never played the sport. So that's why, let's say we call him. Good evening.
Sibo, I don't know what all you feel, but I think Spurs start to panic, certain times. To me, that's nice when they were missing their shots. I think they start to panic towards the end there.
But I think Wimby didn't have a good game. He only shot 30% from the field. That's not good if you're not going to win like that. But 1 minute, Lobby, 1 minute. If you look at the last play, if you watch it well, and Nobi was when Jordan Brunson shot that ball, he was way towards the wing. Yeah. And you could see from the time the guy shot the ball, you could see him advancing, touch ball. Well, they say it was like the hand of God. You remember Maradona, the hand of God in 1986 when the penalty. Yeah, but it was amazing. Go ahead, Lobby. Go ahead.
Yes, Sebastian, just, and Donny and basketball. Looking at basketball. You're looking at, we're talking about inexperience. These are players who have been playing from college, and basketball is basketball. It's in the fundamentals you have to be aware of. What I mean is that on blocking, on a 29 points is nothing new in terms of players losing. But don't forget, there are 12 minutes in the last quarter, and 12 minutes can go on to half an hour. It's very long. Now, in terms of the coach on the side, you cannot allow that team to have to chop down on that league. Chop down, chop. Where's the defense? Where's the blocking out? These are things you have to under. You have to stop going up, stop shooting freeze. Try and go in. All right? You can't allow that thing. It was just to miss something. And then Wemby himself, in terms of leadership, that is where it has to come, leadership. All right? Taking the shots from the outside. You're 6'4". You have a man 6'2" hustling you. Come on, man. You should have won the game. But the entire season I have looking at Knicks, a very defensive team. Your defense wins game. They're tougher. They're very tough.
No, when you say they are very defensive team, Lobby, Knicks scored a point and they beaten team by 20 points.
No, but Sebastian, they have offense and they have defense.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Defense. They have height and they also have height and size. All right.
But also, I think in sports, you have those iconic moments, and that was one of them. I mean, the NBA's been now for how many? 8 years? 8 years of NBA.
1904? What did it say?
1946.
1946, yeah.
1946. And this is the first time, this is the biggest comeback ever.
In the history of
and the iconic
24 points
that are played,
But Lobby, just to come back to your point on the experience, is being there, going for it, and knowing what you have to do to put that game away is the experience you're talking about. Those guys, any other team most likely would make sure that everybody's boxed out.
True.
Any other team most likely, maybe he would have still taken the shot, but any other team would not have panicked or assume that he's going to miss the shot and stand around and watch the guy keep the ball in, because he was wide open. I mean, he ran all the way from the 3-point line and came in and tapped that ball. So that's the experience we're talking about. Basketball is basketball. Yes, you can go in and hit the shot, but the adrenaline that
hold on.
The adrenaline that takes over at that moment, that forces you to forget the basics, is the experience we're talking about.
Right. Let's take the caller. 1 minute. Good evening.
The experience coming to play because of Nick had more playoff experience, more playoff games, and because of the situation, person get themselves in this position, because you have Wembley 22, you have Castle 21, and you have Villanappa 20, and then you have Vassar 24, and that group of players, first and they play in the playoff and go and start to make these finals, because when you reach finals, there are different pressure pot you're in, you know. So because the New York Knicks, they have been there, done that already, they're already experienced coming to play.
Thank you, Colin. You know, Lobby mentioned the thing about the coach. But, you know, I'm a guy, I am not a big fan of this thing. Because, you know, I was listening to a discussion on Inside the NBA with, and one evening, Shaq, Barkley, and Shaq made the point, right? And he said that great players win basketball matches, not coaches. And Barkley, they had this big back and forth. And I fully agree with Shaq. Because, you know, if you have Kobe Bryant and Shaq and then other thing, you're going to win. You have LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, what's the other one name? Chris Bosh. If you have good players, you will win. Because if you watch during the huddle in basketball, you watch, let's say, one LeBron James, the coach, you never see people like LeBron, even listen to what they say. You watch the same people like Michael Jordan. One Phil Jackson would have the guys around. Michael Jordan not even listen to what the coach saying.
Oh.
So I'm a firm believer that if you have great players, you will win. But I don't know if you have that view.
I agree, you know, but also, guys, you know, you're talking about the last play, but bear in mind, this is a team that had just frittered away a 27-point lead.
Yeah.
So, guys, psychology, their thinking is not the same as if it was just a regular, you know, matchup where they were done by one or by two. You know? And I think that's what made it different.
But if you look at after the shot was taken, you look at Wemby right at the back, and Tuhi and Castle, there's no standing there. They were just standing like they lost.
I'm telling you, because
they were deflated.
They're thinking of giving away the game, but that's what that was.
You know? Nobody, I don't think the series is over by any stretch.
Well, let me tell you something, gentlemen. Sebastian said something here about. He said about great players. Sebastian, as we can see.
Yes.
Yes. So listen, brother. Listen. Basketball. There are plays. And all the players know exactly their plays. You believe when you get a contract, you just go in and just go on the court and just play? You have role players. Guys are aware of their plays. Guys report, listen to me, guys report to the center from 8 o'clock in the morning, you know, for you and understand what is going on, you know. If it's, for example, there might be a play, ABCD, 1A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A1, X. So A1 and X is the same play. You have to understand.
We'll come back. Let's take this caller. We'll come back to that. Good evening. Hello. We lost the call. Go ahead, Loblack. Go ahead.
Yes.
Let me hear you.
Yes, I'm just telling you, plays. So these guys are in the senior players. They know exactly what is happening. But don't mind that the plays are there. And they have role players. They are role players. All right.
Yeah,
and
but the point I'm making is that a lot of the great players sometimes don't even listen to the coach. And that is
they know exactly what is going on. They know the plays. It's a business.
Yeah, they decide. You think LeBron James, like Michael Jordan, what is
get the ball in his hand.
Get the ball in his hand.
So LeBron is one player. Talk about
Kobe Bryant would do his thing. Magic Johnson would do his thing.
No, but Sibo, when you're talking about, I have seen LeBron, last shot, he passed the last shot, you know. Look,
that's what I'm saying. That's the point I'm making. That the
Kobe would have taken it. Kobe, no. Greatness, you said great players.
Yes.
I'm a Lakers fan, you know, and I've seen him. Kobe would have taken the shot. Magic would have taken the shot, but not, I have seen LeBron.
When he feels that's the best option at the time to pass it to somebody, that's what he believes. It's the best option. That's why I said great players determine. Take for instance, you remember that iconic shot of Kyrie Irving?
Yes.
With that shot at 3-pointer. You remember that shot? When they were 3-1 down and they came back and beat the Golden State. And it was LeBron that passed to Kyrie Irving and he hit that 3-pointer with seconds to go. Let's take the caller. Good evening.
Sebastian.
Yes?
You guys forget it's the same Knicks that beat Spurs in the Champions basketball. You guys forget that?
No, we haven't forgotten
that. We just beat them in a final in Atlantic Stadium. You guys forget that? We went at their home and beat them twice.
All right, here you boys.
I mean, come on. The series going 4-2, and that's it. We're going back. Next week.
So why you not saying 4-1 on Saturday night? Why you not saying 4-1 Saturday night?
No.
So you think the next week going to lose?
They're going to win 4-2.
But you see, sports, you don't trade like that, you know. You want to win because you never know. You could go there and then they come back to Dix and beat you. So when you have the momentum, go and win. You can't play like that.
We go to enjoy it in New York. Our winning in New York.
Well, only the whole of Manhattan will be closed. 34th Street, 7th Avenue, all about nobody. In fact, they had a big, famous or infamous, whichever you want to call it, guess, the game Knicks lost, Donald Trump, and he was booed. He showed up, and when the president come, all the streets in New York are closed because security tight and all that kind of thing. And well, he's a New Yorker, he's from New York, to be fair, and they lost that game.
But I will go to say, if the Spurs can win the next game,
all right,
it will be a 7-match series.
Well, true, because you're right.
Because Spurs has proven that New York cannot put them away in New York.
Right.
They won one game, they lost one by 1 point. But they have not proven that they can win at home yet. So if they can win one game at home, I think it will go to 7.
But Donnie, one thing what I've seen in the 4 games I have seen so far, that New York in the last quarter usually come, they usually turn it on. That last quarter.
Yeah, that's true.
Quarter,
That's true.
The last quarter, if you look, even game 3, they lost by just 3 points, And I blame, even that game 4, Brunson changed it. They have pass the ball. Even at some time, he tend to hold the ball. But the last quarter, I find, they may be fitter than, they have a high level of fitness, and they really turn it on in the last quarter compared to Spurs.
But the coach is doing a good job. They have Wemby.
Well, I'm happy for Nick. The coach, black man.
The coach is doing very well.
Yeah.
But
I think
out
also
of comfort zone. Wemby is away from the basket playing because Cat is a shooter, so he had to play outside. Wembley is not as dominant, and it's not because he's necessarily playing bad. He's just not used to that kind of deadly defense. So I think the coach is doing pretty well.
But let me tell you, I believe that Wemby is a bit tired. They have come what may give a little bit more red. Even that last game there, he need some red. I understand because you all.
After that, you got to play basketball in September, in October. Yeah, so exactly. Good point.
It's not 20 games, the amount of games. It's not easy, Basketball, brother, is not an easy game.
Yeah, well, a professional sportsman, making plenty money.
Yeah.
So you know it's 7 games. When you're done, even Saturday, you have a rest till September, October. So
even the first half, by 70 first half, a little bit, give him a longer rest, Sebastian. They were right there, right there.
These guys only scored 30 points in the last 2 quarters, 30 points they scored in the last 2 quarters, Spurs.
But that Knicks is an aggressive team, and his last quarter, look, man, they come like some hungry lions, in the last quarter. You're done.
But that atmosphere to be in Madison Square Garden, to watch a game there. Especially you sitting at the seats way down and not be right at the top in the boxes, but where do you right on the court? Yeah,
it will be. I still believe it's a 7 match.
Yeah, you feel so?
I feel so. I don't think the teams are too. They're
far apart,
very close to match.
But,
it's easy for a team to win 2 games.
I give it 6.
Well, I would like the Knicks to close it on Saturday night for their own sake.
Yeah,
and they can have their big party after they'll have their parade.
But I find that
street, go there to Manhattan in the corner and have their party. Yeah,
too much
because you don't want to take chances in sports like that, Gassa. When you have the moment to see if you can win and close it out, you just don't know. Anyway, guys, Danny, it was,
the Knicks fans, they're a bit crazy. They're vandalizing.
Well, I saw they threw something at Wemby, and that wasn't good.
They have to get the National Guard. They have to get the National Guard out early to contain these people.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you're not a fan of the Knicks, I take it.
Knicks is my number.
It was very nice having you. We will keep in touch with you because we want to know what's happening in the national team.
Yes.
So we'll keep in touch with you. I'll call you and then you'll tell us what's going on.
Anytime.
So thank you very much, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right, man. Cool. Take care.
All right, thanks.
Right?
Appreciate
so
it.
we're going to take an ad break, guy, and when we come back, we're going to be talking local football. Thank you. Thanks, Danny.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is celebrating 30 years of sports excellence and achievements in Dominica. We celebrate the 30th anniversary of Become Dominica's embassy of all things sport. Football boots or athlete sneakers at 50% off at the Natchez. And just in time for Father's Day blowout sale. Prices slashed to low affordable anniversary prices. Ladies and children, tell Natchez now has a special markdown on men's sneakers and t-shirts. All other sport items $50 and over. Massive 10% off. On slippers, sports bras, t-shirts, bags, jeans, and so many more. They're flying off the shelf. Hurrying down to Dead Mattress. Massive cut down, brought down, slashed up anniversary sale bonanza for your sports trophies, boxer shorts and Hanes and Nike, sports bras, small bags, football, basketball, cricket, rounders, lawn tennis, softball, black horse, cross bag, Levi jeans, long and short. And coming soon direct to the Natchez, your 2026-27 Champions League and Premier League t-shirts are on the way. All over Dominica, we're ready for the Natchez 30th anniversary sale from June 11th to July 9th. Come and get it before it's all gone, like Arsenal, PSG.
All you where in Roseau, Kimashadis, you can just walk in and order all your chicken parts wholesale and even enjoy retail. It's at AC Shillingford. All chicken parts available that you can afford. Fresh breast. And you know breast is best. Shillingford wings have muscle. After you eat it, you can fly. As for Shillingford chicken drumsticks, even swinging stars just order drumsticks from Shillingford. And for those of you who love Risapul, AC Shillingford keeps your belly full. Buy your chicken wholesale at AC Shillingford. From wings to thighs to drums to breasts to backs to necks, it's available. It's always available and it's affordable. Plus, you've got pork feet, ham and turkey, bull foot, chicken nuggets, pepperoni, all those right seasonings to make your kitchen keep on ticking. Buy your wholesale chicken at AC Shillingford. When you think of chicken, think of AC Shillingford. Always ready.
The economic fabric of Dominica revolves at AC Shillingford and Company. For timeless, trusted, dependable, comprehensive insurance coverage, it has to be New India Insurance. Need anything overseas? Shopbox Dominica and Isle of Freight is your advance on-time delivery right to your doorstep. For super savings in all your groceries, come to ACS Super Shopping Center for laundry, groceries, cooking, beverages, and event supplies on King Jonathan Street. ACS 7-Eleven on High Street supplying your everyday essentials. Fill up your vehicle gas tanks, get your cooking gas, and top-ups of all kinds. Or go to 7-Eleven Portersville, where the best-kept secret is conveniently located upstairs in the confidential escape or staycation self-contained accommodations at the Porter's Place. AC Shillingford, where you spend less and get more.
When you want the best, what you do? Shop at SDA. Better than the rest. Go shop at SDA. And the open where shop at SDA. You get more for what is there? Shop at SDA. Shop at SDA. Yeah, shop at SDA. Shop at SDA. What is there? Shop at SDA. Yes, family, customer friendly. With free locations, it's so convenient. And our price is there. That's where you belong. So tell your mama, tell your papa, shop at SDA. Tell your son and your daughter, shop at SDA. Auntie, nan, and cousin, friend, open power, all of them. My grandpa, open neighbor, girlfriend, boyfriend, side. Shop at SDA. Shop at SDA. Shop at SDA. Shop at SDA. Check us out at Portersville, High Street, and downtown Rose.
Some laundry detergents may miss the mark when it comes to adding softness to your loads. But fortunately, in Dominica, we've got Ensueno fabric softener. Ensueno is the conditioner of laundry care, making your clothes feel butterfly soft. Discover Ensueno fabric softener. Long-lasting, nature-inspired fragrances protect your fabrics. Revitalize your laundry with a refreshing scent of spring fresh Ensueno fabric softener. Makes your clothes fluffy, alive, and vibrant. Love all over Dominica. Local agents, AC Shillingford Company. Available. Also, markets, your favorite friendly neighborhood outlet or shop. Use Ensueno.
Looking for a quiet, relaxing place to stay? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Leaving the office late and need somewhere close to town? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Have business clients coming in? and need accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Looking for group accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House, located at 37 Goodwill Road in Portersville, upstairs ACS Supermarket. Enjoy our semi-self-contained rooms with private washroom, bathroom, Wi-Fi, air condition, cable network, mini refrigerator, all in a non-smoking environment. Call or WhatsApp at 1767-275-1899 or email us at info@portersplaceguesthouse.com to make your reservations. Porter's Place, your home away from home. Fit for a king, a queen, and all their royal subjects.
Yes, we're back and we're going to be talking football. Before we go, let us say to all the listeners, the sale at Del Najis has started. Please go and collect your stuff. I don't want people calling me, asking me what they have. They have a lot of stuff in the anniversary. Go there and buy your stuff. You have the best. You can with all the World Cup jerseys, everything for women. Go there. We also can't forget Trapita. They're always willing to provide us with some water. And we have to thank Josephine Gabriel. And we must never forget ACS. Right. We're going to be talking football. We have with us the PRO. He's going to give us a roundup of all the matches last weekend. I heard there were some interesting scores. Good night, sir. Eddie Lawrence.
Good evening, Mr. Sebastian. Good evening, Dr. Fountain. Good evening, Mr. LeBlanc. Good evening to the listeners of Q95.
Right. So we know you had a lot of games over last weekend. Please tell us what happened, sir.
Well, this season is unfolding slowly and excitedly, as you rightly said. So here is the thing up after the games that we played the weekend past.
Correct.
We had in games over the weekend.
Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Hello? I'm hearing now. Go ahead. From my notes.
Okay.
We had over the weekend, Bath Estate going down against Mao, Belfast Estate, Mao Sugar Strikers 5-3. You are here?
We're there. Just go ahead. We're listening to you. Everybody listen to you.
Point Michelle won against Mighty Avengers 3-1. South East defeated Middleham 4-1. Harlem Bombers defeated Portsmouth Bombers. The Bombers connection 4-2. And We United went down to Dublin 3-1. These were the scores for the Premier games that we played over the weekend. So exciting football continues at the football house. And in first division game, we have seen some strong contenders last night. Wayne George defeated that of LA Stars 1-0. And the game played in Portsmouth, the team Northern Stars won 4-0 to that of Maribor. So the teams are really showing steady strides as the football unfolds for the season.
The point standing, Abby, you have them close to you for the Premier Division?
I did last week,
Okay.
After the point standing,
What Jubla has won all the games, right?
Repeat yourself?
Jubla has won all the games, right?
All games, Jubla won all the games thus far. Followed by so the tables would stand.
Okay.
Jubla leads with 21.
Wow, 7 okay.
Yeah, so and I'm following closely by now, followed then South East.
Okay.
So it is kind of close now to measure. Yes, the point is that in the first round that Jubla commands it, but there are still 2 games to play in the course of this weekend. And like I said to persons, Sigo and Dr. Fountain, that unless the last whistle is blown, you cannot say goal.
Okay. No.
But so far, those guys showing command, and I must say, Harlem showed some true spirit. That is Harlem FC from Exalem, with the debutant Aaron Prince coming up from Southeast and playing for them, and we saw his command in the game, and it says a lot to what is expected of us, and we just want to continue to encourage the clubs to keep on training, to see the art, and in due time, as we talk in football, the national team will be called up, and I know that there will be surprises, because one of the things that is happening is that talents are being sorted in all fields of the game. So in the first division, you will see talents coming up. In the Premier, you will see talents coming up. So you just want to encourage our athletes to always give it their best, and when they are in the field, remember the football always wins.
You know, Emmy, let me ask you, I just heard you say soon the national team will start training. My sources tell me that you all have decided on a coach. Would you care to tell listeners who is the person, or you want to keep it to your chest? Which one?
Well, if your sources say so, your sources may be 50% accurate, but all the delays are over, I must say, and in due time, the DFA will make known the national coach.
Okay.
We are just crossing our eyes, dotting our eyes and crossing the T's, ensuring that the said contract and the said individual is in sync, and we are in sync with what the individual is really bringing us to the pro. So yes, a coach is here, but has to tell the public the full ramifications and what is expected. We are just putting our plans in order, and in due time, yes, in due time, and it will not be the Dominican Football Association present that person. We will formally introduce the coach and what is expected. So we will not just have it on the media. We will ensure that we inform the nation and give the coach an opportunity to really express what he wants to stick going forward with the national team.
So when do the players start training? Because you're all preparing for that competition in September, right? We're already in June, so you don't have much time. So when do you all start training?
Yes, while that is true, and the coach needs time to gel with his team, we are encouraged that the football season is going on. So the coach will at least meet the players playing football. So he now will find the area where he needs them to meet. In the next week, there or so, the official announcement will be made to the public.
Okay. Well, let me ask you now. I saw some of the politicians last week, they were in the Windsor Park showing off. They saw lights. And so will you all be using there in terms of practicing, and when September comes, will matches be played in Dominica?
Well, for now, Sibo, we know that the Windsor Park and the surfacing needs a little upgrading. So as soon as this is made available, rest assured that the Dominica Football Association will utilize the stadium and bring exciting football back to Roseau. I'm one of them that's excited. I was telling a friend of mine, even if my tenure is coming to an end as PRO, but I know I will be closing my tenure with a bang. I will be closing my tenure with a bang in the stadium and not with a bang. So while we'd want to see work happen as quickly and rightly so, we'd want to see it happen, but in everything we have to take our time and get things going, because we know Windsor Park is our home ground. So we want to ensure that everything is met to a standard that when we present the Windsor Park once more to the various officials, we will get the green light. So as you know, we've noticed now we are in the dry spell, although we're in the wet season, that the pitch is fully brown, so we have to ensure that it is watered, it is properly paved and grassed. So we will see what's coming, and rightly so the minister says so, but I know we are excited that the Dominican Football Association will, and I'm saying it without fear, hesitation, under any malice, the Dominican Football Association will exploit the use of these wonderful lights in the Windsor Park Stadium.
Well, Abby, the thing about it, I mean, there are sprinklers in the Windsor Park, so the Windsor Park shouldn't be brown. There's supposed to be sprinklers all around the Windsor Park. So I'm a bit surprised. Well, I haven't passed there for a while. I know a few weeks ago, I went there when the lights, I spoke to one of the I know them, the foreign guys, the Canadians, but I haven't been there. But I heard the cabinet went there last week, and the lights came on. But there are sprinklers there, so the outfield should be kept in pristine condition. I don't understand what's happening. But going back to this thing, the last year we haven't seen football. Dominica has to play this. What's the name of that competition again? Remind us.
The Nation Series.
The Nation Series. So you're locating 2 home matches and 2 outside matches, right?
2 away, yeah. 2 away.
So by now, my goodness, we should be able to see some football in Dominica.
Well, there are certain logistics with FIBO, I must say, that are changing, and again, due to our fault or not our fault, because as we know, things are happening, and every association wants to see things happen for him or her. So I guess in due time we will know exactly where we stand, but we know for sure on the 23rd of September, once everything looks out well, we will, but before that, we will give a comprehensive report as to where we are going forward.
Nice. Right, Eddie, so thank you very much. Nice, as always, for you to join us and give us details. So we will touch base with you again next week. And thank you very much for joining us. Thank you so much.
As the footballer unfolds, before I leave, who is your most likely winnable champion this year?
You're talking about the World Cup, right?
The World Cup.
Well, I like the Samba boys. I mean, to Brazil. I mean, I'm always a Brazilian fan. I mean, that's the only team to have won 5 World Cup. But you still have teams like Spain, there's France there. England is you can't write off England. Argentina, you can never write off. In Portugal as well. So there are a lot of teams in the race, but I hope this year Brazil can really put on a show in the World Cup, honestly.
Well, Eddie, I'm saying it's France or Spain, huh?
You're going for Spain, Dr. Fountain?
Spain more, yeah.
But you know, France really have some guys up front that they're real powerful when it comes to up front. You have Olise, you have Dembele, Doué, Cherki, Mbappe. They have guys who can just take control of a game. I mean,
So we will need FIBO for the finals. At least Sports Shop to be in the factory where great analysis will be done, and we enjoy ourselves as gentlemen of the game, and we are for the sport, because you know some of us cannot go to the US because Donald Trump have us under pressure.
We put ourselves under pressure. And the Americans only carried out their law. We put ourselves under pressure.
But look at that, we are talking football, but the Senegal referee, the referee of the year, was that, let's leave that. That's a thing we don't want to go into. So, but nonetheless,
Somalia. Somebody from Somalia. You mean the guy who was denied is not from Senegal, he's from Somalia.
Somalia.
Denied entry to the States,
Football is continued to be the global sport. We saw the treatment of the Senegal team, and nonetheless, the greatest sport that drives and unifies the world is still reigning. So I just want to big up all our stakeholders and thank you all for allowing us the opportunity to speak of what is happening within the Football Association. Keep on doing what you are doing. May God bless you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, you know, the French team reminds me a little bit of the Le Bleu of 1998 with
like
Eric
Zidane and Emmanuel Petit and all these guys. They had a real team.
Excitement.
You talk about the Brazil team of the 1970s. In fact, where the game was played today, the 1970 team of Pele, the final that's what Brazil beat Italy 4-1, remember? Okay. And you know, every time you watch that last goal, when Pele kept the ball, and every time you watch the film of that, and just pass it to the captain, and the captain came from left back, and 4-1, I mean, that was something. I mean, in those days, Brazil had Dique, Jacinho, I mean, Tostão, I mean, and they just kept bringing these guys from nowhere.
Yes.
And then after you had the team like Zico, Ronaldo, not the Portuguese Ronaldo, the Brazilian Ronaldo. But yeah, that came today. When I was playing today, that's where Brazil won the 1970 final. That's where
Aztec Stadium.
Yeah, that's where Brazil won it. So so we'll see what happens at the World Cup of. By the way, has our cricket correspondent joined us? Is he there? Yeah, well, let's go, because before we leave, we'll give the matches for this weekend. So people who don't know, who cannot get the matches, we'll let them know the matches that are going to be played. Right, let's get straight to cricket now. We have with us Mr. David Johnson from the Cricket Association. He's going to tell us what happened last weekend. Mr. Johnson, all is yours now. Are you hearing us, sir?
Yeah, he's muted.
You're muted. Put on your mic.
All right. Okay.
Right. Go ahead now. Right. Tell us what happened last weekend.
Okay, we had 3 matches on last weekend, supposed to be on nothing, but unfortunately, there was one match that couldn't be played at the Botanical Gardens due to some water issues at the Botanical Gardens. And that match was between Nadichko Northern Stars versus the Signman Kalinga Blasters. But fortunately, we have 2 matches. The Tremors versus the Granby Curling and Colts at Granby, and the Covenant Plus Mao versus the KFC Summit Sport Clubs at Benjamin's Park. If I go through the scores for the, I'll firstly go to the Colts match versus the Tremors. We have that match ended in a draw. Actually, sorry. We had the Colts batting first. They scored 180. We had Jason Alexander with 65, Kevin Alexander with 31, Melvin Defoe with 22. We had John Matthew and Tyrone Theophil got 3 wickets each. Into bat, the Tremors scored 218. We had Jamie James with 53, Jeremy Lovell with 36, and John Matthew with 32. We had Jeremy Isaac and Courtney Anslem at 4 wickets each. Into bat in the second innings, the Colts would reach 80 for 4, where the game come to a team draw. And the other match we had at the Benjamin's Park in Portsmouth, we had the Summit KFC Summit Sports Club versus the Covenant Plus Mao. Into bat, first innings, the Summit scored 283 for 4. We had Calvin Hodge 145 not out, Shakim Thomas 53, Stefan Pascal 34, and Elton Mac 25. We had Michael Joseph 3 for 72. Into bat in the first inning, Covenant Plus Mao could only amass 51 runs. We had Edmond Morency and Sebastian Berman 15 runs each. We had Calvin Hodge 7 for 17 and Elton Mac 3 for 28. Again, the Covenant Plus Mao was sent to the battery once again. They scored 146. We have Clemson Libra with 68, Edmond Morency with 30. We have Calvin Hodge once again with 6 for 62 and Tyrese Libra 2 for 38. In the end, the Summit won that by an innings and 86 runs.
So Calvin Hodge had an outstanding game in this game, right?
Definitely. Yeah.
All wrong. Well, that's nice, because I expect him to be in Antigua next week, preparing for the first test against Sri Lanka, would be 2 weeks exactly from tomorrow, because the one day, the T20s finish on Sunday, so the test team squad will assemble in Antigua next week. So I expect Calvin to bat at number 3 in the first test. But, going back to, you spoke about a match in the Gardens, and I find that it's very poor from the association. You schedule matches. They must have known that there was no water in the Gardens. When did you all find out that there was no water and the match could not have taken place?
Well, to be frank, I normally base in enough. I only get to find out on the Saturday morning that the match couldn't play because of some water issues. And, in terms of the preparation of the pitch, when they started, I don't have concrete information. I don't have enough information to give that right now. But I know there were some water issues at the Gardens. That's much I can say there.
Yeah, but I mean, what I'm saying, the season only started a few weeks ago. Everything should be in place. Teams have to play, and at the last moment you tell them they can't play. They couldn't prepare the pitch. There's no water in the Garden. That's really very, very poor. I must say it. I can't hold back on that. I mean, you guys need to do better than that. All of you guys. Anyway, thank you very much. Oh, by the way, this weekend, which teams are playing this weekend? Tell us.
Okay, we have we have three matches scheduled for this weekend. You have the Signman Kalinga Blasters versus the Tremors at Gardens. We have Granby Cooperative Credit Union Colts versus the Covenant Plus Mao at Geneva Playing Field. We have the KFC Summit Sports Club versus the Najiko Northern Stars Sports Club at Portsmouth.
Nice. Right. So thank you very much, David. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Talk to you again next week.
Yeah, thanks. Then.
Yeah. Well, guys, Calvin Hodge, that is what he's supposed to do when you play local cricket. Dominate.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
dominate. Yeah,
that
when you
it.
come there, you make a big 100, get wickets, because soon you'll be playing Test cricket. You have to prepare yourself.
Yeah.
So it was nice that he could dominate that game, make a big 100, and thing. But again, as I say, the cricket administration leave a lot of that, because again, I went to the gardens. I didn't even know, when they're looking, and then I'm calling, and then I've been told that no match because there's no ground pitch, there's no water.
Well, Sibo, also I've been waiting. I played the second division. What do you call it? The
intermediate. Well, I heard they're going to have a T20. I forgot to ask him last team next week.
Still waiting. This year we've not played.
Well, that's the other thing in that. Yeah. Well, before in fact, both the first divisions was played simultaneously. When I was in the association, so you play matches different ground. But now we don't know what's going on, and I just think
so. Whole year, man.
It's very poor. So, in fact, soon the first year will be over.
Yeah,
maybe 2 weeks it will be over. But guys, maybe we could talk about. Well, by the way, West Indies, Bangladesh beat Australia again, so that puts West Indies now in more danger of qualifying for the World Cup next year in South Africa.
Well,
Bangladesh now above, they beat Australia.
It's
2-0 already.
Well, West Indies, I don't expect them to qualify. They'll have to do.
They won't qualify automatically. So they have to go qualify for the World Cup next year.
Yeah, that's the expectation.
Yeah, and well, by the way, West Indies playing tonight. For people who don't know, the first T20 at 8:30 tonight in Jamaica. There's still a threat of rain again in Jamaica, and the board that puts the board is already broke. So when you have 2 matches not being played, you put you in more problem.
That's
right. So let's hope something can happen. And the next 2 are on Saturday and Sunday, and then the test match starts. Right, and the guys go to Antigua. I think there's a 10-day camp and to prepare for the test match.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if you guys watched the test match between that pitch. My goodness, it didn't get a high rating at all. Balls were shooting, then some going towards your head. It was just something else, watching that on TV, honestly. And the match finished, 3 days? Let's take the caller.
Yes.
Yes.
Good evening, caller. Good evening. Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
Yeah, good night.
Good night. Mr. Maynard, that's you?
Yes. I'm here. Yeah, good evening. How are you doing?
Very good.
Yeah, I have not followed the program, in a while, but I listened tonight and I hear you discussing, which is a variety of different sports, the football, the basketball, and things like that. In terms of the cricket, where here in St. Kitts and Nevis, and I believe in most of the Caribbean, which it has been very, very dry. I've never seen, to be honest, it being so dry at this time of the year. Yes, it's the drier part of the year in terms of the period. The first part of the year normally be a lot drier than the latter part. But I've never seen it this dry. Very, very, very dry. Less than 50% of the rain that we are accustomed to get. And we're in Jamaica, they having the rain. We wish some of that rain had reached here in St. Kitts. I don't know what the weather is like back home there in Dominica for you.
It'll be very hot, I can tell you that. Extremely hot.
But we have been
hardly have rain. Yeah, hardly any rain.
You had some rain recently.
Yeah,
was that lobby?
Well,
you had some rain recently.
We are just about 11 days.
Mr. Maynard, hold on. Let's take this caller. Hold on. Let's take this caller. Hold on a minute. Good evening. Hello?
Hello, good evening. Fireman touching this.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening to members and members. Good evening to the great man, Lockup Sebastian. He's talking cricket. Now, let me say something I'll give it about cricket there. First time I call in your program, but he's my boy. I love you around your neck.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you play cricket and you're batting.
Go ahead, anyway, make your point. We hear you, make your point, man.
Okay, when you see me batting and you see I to watching you batting, I just stifle because I so up to fast because when you're out, I get sick. You know what I'm saying? But anyhow, moving forward. So, Mr. Lockup Sebastian, get it straight, right? Watch it well. You don't see how cricket must have a problem. Think of it. You had just had a series that's finishing West Indies cricket there, right?
Right.
Which you had Trinidad, Jamaica, Barbados, Windward Island, and Leeward Island, or whatsoever. 6 teams this way, right?
Right.
Now watch it well, 2 teams play against a team 3 times.
And the team that if I beat you 3 times, so I beat you twice, that means I qualify. If the other team is whatsoever they win, I qualify for the finals. You find out cricket going from there?
No, you're correct, my brother. You're correct. You're correct. You're correct. You're very correct.
You know what I'm saying? In 2026, Mr. Locust Sebastian will get it straight. Now the guys and them saying they have a money problem. Mr. Locust Sebastian, cricket make all, we have a serious brand in the West Indies that all them and all the billionaires make it in the cricket. So right now, when they have all that money, our cricket suffering. Now look at us give back some money to elevate the young boys and young girls to make them better and make them something positive. That's why our cricket suffering. So the problem we have, and before I go now, I should say earlier on, right now they're eventually the youth players, they're very disturbed. And I don't know what is the problem, is so much religious, they're religious, or is so much God and Jesus and their life for the I don't know really, but they need to listen, understand, love what they do, respect themselves, keep away from drugs, keep away from violence, know their future, know their self, know their value, know their purpose. Mr. Locust Sebastian is a great man.
Thank you.
Fireman, I keep my 2 cents.
Thank you. But we Mr. Menard, are you still there? No, we lost him. Guys, in England now have a new captain. They call it an interim captain in Joe Root, right?
Well, I think they'll bring Ben Stokes back.
Well,
I think that's just punishment, a one match punishment. I think
he hasn't resigned.
He violated.
But to be honest, the test match finish, they won the game. What's wrong in going and having a little drink and enjoying yourself? I don't understand that.
I think it's because of the fracas. There was a little with a rugby
some
player.
Rugby guys.
Yeah, I think that's the main reason. And then, interestingly enough, Brooke was overlooked.
Well, Brooke was involved in a famous incident in Australia.
I think the same
he got involved with a bouncer.
Right.
And
I think that probably played into him being overlooked as a captain. But again, he's an interim. I think Ben Stokes should come back.
Well, he's in a dark place right now. Obviously, when you're captain and all these things happening, I'm sure right now he's under real pressure. Ben Stokes is under real pressure. Anyway, we have to wind up. Guys, what we can do, give the matches. Some people don't know the matches for. Yeah, the matches for this weekend. Tomorrow, there's a match tonight at 10 o'clock. South Korea playing Cheshire. Then Friday at 3 p.m., you have Canada playing Bosnia. And then at 9 p.m. tomorrow night, it's USA against Paraguay. Saturday, 3 p.m., Qatar playing Switzerland. And at 6 p.m. is Brazil against Morocco. That's not going to be an easy match for Brazil. They better be careful with that. And at 9 p.m. on Saturday night, Haiti making a comeback of playing Scotland. Sunday, 12 a.m. in the morning, Australia play Turkey. Obviously, they put that time because of the Australian, the time to beam the match to their followers. At 1 p.m. on Sunday, Germany plays Curacao. And Netherlands play Japan at 4 p.m. On Monday, Spain plays at 12 p.m. against Cape Verde. Belgium plays Egypt at 3 p.m. Saudi Arabia plays Uruguay at 6 p.m. And Iran plays New Zealand at 9 p.m. So we are pleading with Domlek. Please, Messi,
keep the power on.
Keep the power on. People at their home, they want to watch something. West Indies women play on Sunday, the first match in the Women's World Cup, which starts tomorrow. England are playing Sri Lanka at 1:30 tomorrow. That's the first match. West Indies plays New Zealand on Sunday at 1 p.m. So please, Domlek, allow people to watch the thing.
Yes. Just quickly, somebody's asking for the scores of the Dr. Thompson Fontaine
give it to them.
Domino League.
Well, you're right there. Go ahead.
Last weekend.
Go right ahead.
So Tim Key from Grandford defeated Full Effects from Monjon. 2005 7 to 24-18. DNK from River Zurich defeated the Rosalie Twin River 2504 to 1451. Deepa defeated Team Fabo from Delis 2507 to 1456. And Team Opa, another team from Grandport, defeated Team Lily from Monjon 2504 to 1776. The league continues this weekend on Saturday at 7 p.m. in Grand Fond and on Sunday at 3 p.m. in
Are you playing yourself?
I am playing myself.
So how many points have you got?
Well, my first game is on Saturday.
Saturday night. So what time do you all start?
We start at 7.
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
So I guess, night time guys have some beverages, I guess. I don't know what time. what the dominoes are going on.
Yes.
So I hope you guys must be having a good time
yes.
on the weekend in the Southeast.
Yes.
Right. Yes, so, well, let's take a last caller because before we close, somebody, maybe Mr. Maynard again. Good evening.
Not Mr. Maynard.
Right, you
As
go
you're
ahead.
closing up, Sibo, don't forget Zverev won his grandson.
Yes, his first one.
After how many years?
Yeah, after 13 years. That's his perseverance, though. 13 years, he had won his first Grand Slam.
Wow.
Alexander Zverev, the German.
That is
yeah, I watched that game last week, Sunday. Because I was happy for him. I was happy for him.
And talking of tennis, as we said at the start, Serena Williams
yes,
is back on the
doubles,
court at 40,
when she said she's bored staying at home.
But
well, you never know. She could be playing singles at Wimbledon.
I think
you just don't know.
That doubles test she had, I think that would have encouraged her to come.
Yeah.
And imagine people left the French Open.
Yeah.
People left the French Open to come and see her play.
Yeah, wow.
The excitement and the buzz around Serena Williams coming out from retirement at the age of 44, coming back into the arena.
Well, we wish her well. Let's hope she has the fitness because Kenny can be a real demanding game.
Yes,
you have to be really fit to play.
Thibaut,
yes, Lobby.
What was remarkable about that game, Sebastian, was her serve 113, 120. They have never seen it have been, her serve is still there, the power. That's what, if we could get Coco Gauff to get half of Serena's serve, she would have gone pretty far.
Wow. Right, guys, as we close up, Gerald Corbett, good night to you, my brother. As we close up, let us say, we'll be back next week. There's a lot of sport. You have World Cup women cricket tomorrow. You have football. You have Knicks playing on Saturday night. A lot of sports. And we are pleading again with Domlek. Keep the power on. Please, Missy. Thank you very much. Good night. On behalf of Emmanuel Loblack, Dr. Fontaine, we had Donnie Robinson in studio with us. We want to say good night to everybody. Surely we'll be back next week, God willing. Good night.
You said, why you said you didn't have to stop in cold water? That's what happened there, I just, let me see that one there. No.